Armageddon, and I'm back with another live. We are episode 6 in the Good Morning Drive series. I really think I'm gonna keep this going because it's a little therapeutic for your boy. You know, I get to talk my stuff. I don't have to put a whole bunch of man hours in pause, a whole bunch of energy in making a video with all the edits and everything that I do. I get to just talk, hopefully get some comments, have a nice little conversation with you guys right before you start your morning on your way to work, like your boy. You know, I'm driving in on my way to work. I'm a little late today, but again, I have a very flexible job. They love me, I hope. And it's okay. You know, like I said before, I just had to have a kid and just adjusting to getting him ready, making his food and all that type of stuff. You know, I'm a very much a hands-on father. And listen, I really care what he eat. I don't want him to eat any of this public school food bull crap out there. It's just not a good look for me. You know, especially when our FDA of America, they kind of approve damn near anything that we eat. Y'all know that there's so many foods in America. There's so many foods in America that's just banned in other countries. That's why we all got that big back. We got that big back. We can't get rid of it, you know? But yeah, so, oh man, don't tell me the road is closed. The road is closed for no reason. I hate when they do this. You know, they do a little construction, close the road, get the cops out here, direct everybody into traffic, makes everybody late. And they always do it in the morning. Like, yo, why can't y'all do this later? You know what I mean? But anyway, where was I going? So what we got for you guys today? We got 2 subjects and maybe some more. You know how I like to ramble on. But yeah, we're gonna talk about college football 25. It seems like a pretty good game, but it's definitely 100% without a shadow of a doubt, unless everybody's on NDA. It's a reskin. Oh my God, it's a reskin. I haven't seen any gameplay, but listen, you'll find out later on today. I got a video dropping. Stay tuned for that. You know, check it out. I probably drop it around 5:30, 5:45, or maybe a little later, but more than likely it'll be like 5:30, 5:45. Oh yeah, it's confirmed. I don't need to see gameplay. It's confirmed. College Football 25 is a reskin. And I'm not saying that to make it sound like it's going to be a bad game. It could very well not be a bad game. It could be actually an enjoyable game. I think it actually might be an enjoyable game. I'm a little excited for it, to be honest with you. So I'm gonna tell you why I feel like that. And we're gonna talk a little bit about the console wars today. We got a new state of play from Sony, and yeah, so let's just get into that right now, because I don't have a whole bunch of subjects unless you guys come in and drop a like and leave me a comment. We'll talk about whatever you guys want to talk about as well. But yeah, so as I was saying before, I get into my subjects, is that there's all types of foods that are banned in other countries, right? So to get my son ready for his, pre-K 3 that he's in right now, I don't want him to eat the public school stuff, because the FDA would just approve anything. They don't really care. As long as you're not putting it in your mouth and you don't drop dead right then and there, you're allowed to eat it, whatever chemicals in it. So I try to make his food. Most of the time, when you make home food, of course, it's not going to taste as good as the restaurant stuff or stuff that was pre-made, but it's going to be healthier for your family. It's going to be healthier for you. It's going to be healthier for your loved ones. So I suggest everybody out there, go out there and get some produce. Go out there to a local farm if you live near one. Go out there and grow your own fruits and vegetables if you can. That's basically what they're driving us to. They got all types of pesticides that is banned in other countries, but it's okay in America. Like, what are we doing here? But anyway, I digress from that. Hey, if you come through, if you're here, welcome. Good morning to y'all. And please leave a like and hit your boy up with a comment, you know? So let's talk about a little bit of this console war stuff. Man, I'm so not into console wars, even though it's the subject of one of this video and all that. I'm not really into console wars anymore. But I have to commend the winners, right? And the winners right now is looking like Nintendo is running away with the Nintendo Switch. That console, hybrid console, great concept. I felt like I knew it was coming because your boy bought every single Nintendo system out there except for the Wii. The Wii, the one of the best-selling Nintendo systems, I just chose not to buy it. I just wasn't into the motion controls and doing all that. I'll play it at my friend's house or whatever, or at parties. But that's the whole appeal that I had. And I bought a Nintendo Wii U. You're like, what the hell is a Nintendo Wii U? Yeah, the Wii U came up with a tablet. It was a console, all black. I thought it was dope. I'm like, yo, I actually like that concept. You got a screen on the tablet. Of course, the touchscreen was trash. But it was, in my opinion, I thought it was innovative. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a well-made console, but they didn't produce any games for it because it didn't sell. Here comes the Nintendo Switch out of nowhere, bridging the gap between the Nintendo Wii U, their handheld consoles, the 3DS and all that, putting it all together on one system, and it's been selling well. This year, Nintendo has a forecast to try to sell 13 million in this fiscal year. That's crazy. Who knew Nintendo would be on top? The PlayStation 5 is a heavy favorite for number 2. They're doing great. They have a lot of systems sold, but it looks like they're going to try to, which is crazy, but they're going to try to match the PlayStation 4 sales. And I'm like, damn, I thought the PlayStation 5 was doing hella good. I thought they were selling more than Nintendo Switch, but no, they're not. They've had a 41 or 43 decline in sales. What? A 43 or 41% decline in sales? Oh my God. That's almost half. So, I hope Sony could put it together. I think with this state of play, I think they see, and you know, they measured and strategized. They're like, you know what? These games are taking so long and they're so freaking expensive to make. We are going to pump the brakes on some of these games. We're going to have them all come out towards the end of the console life or midlife of our PlayStation 5. And we're going to kind of push it like that because, yo, these games take so long to make. They take longer to make the movies nowadays, right? Marvel will be working on a movie for like a year. They'll be filming a movie for a year, and then the rest of like another year, they're doing all their post-production stuff and turning out movies like nobody's business. But these games take up to 4 to 5, maybe even 6 years to make. Oh my God. And then the budgets for these games. See, that's why I respect Nintendo so much, because Nintendo, they didn't fall into the big budget AAA trap, right? They make a lot of their own games. A lot of their own games do not have these extremely intricate plots. They don't have super realistic graphics. Why is that? Because they know how expensive that is and how much longer it takes to make a game because of these things. Yes, for sure, Nintendo takes their time to make games. 100%. They take their time to make sure their games is right, and I wish a lot more developers would do that. I wish they would delay more games so that more games could be better. I'm looking at all the developers. But yeah, so Nintendo, shit, they won this console war, I think. You know, I don't think Sony is going to be able to catch up, even with a price drop. Nintendo didn't even make a price drop for the Nintendo Switch yet. And on top of that, they ain't got no competition. Xbox, my main B. Yo, Xbox is like, I don't know what the hell Microsoft is doing with Xbox. They have fallen. They're not going to get up. I do love my Xbox Series X. I think it's a remarkable piece of machinery, but it ain't got no damn games. You can have the greatest console, the most powerfulest console ever, but if you don't have exclusive games for that console, guess what? You basically bought a damn paperweight. I gotta say that. And I know they got some games churning. I know they cooking. They taking a really long time to cook. Again, I don't mind that, but you gotta have fillers, and they don't have enough fillers. Plus, they have Game Pass. Game Pass is on everything, every device. Basically, you could get Game Pass on, and if I could get Game Pass on my PC, why would I go out there and buy an Xbox system? If I could get Game Pass on my damn phone, why would I go out there and get a console, right? So when you really oversaturate the market with a service where you could play Xbox games day one, all that type of stuff, you're really cutting into the sales of your console, and that's why the Xbox Series S and X is selling so poorly. And until they get more exclusive, where that's the only place you're going to be able to get Microsoft first-party games, that's going to stay the same. It's going to continue to struggle, and I'm surprised they don't understand that, or maybe they do. They don't mind taking a hit on the sales, and they really just want to be more of a software company. Look at Microsoft. Microsoft is a software company. They're not a major hardware company. Yeah, they got PCs and tablets and phones and all this type of stuff. But listen, they are so a software company. You can't buy a PC, not a Mac. You can't buy a PC without Word on it. Come on now, or you don't have any competition for it. Basically, to be honest with y'all. So let's move into NCAA College Football 25. I know this is the subject y'all been waiting on. Yeah. It's a reskin. And this is how I know it's 100% a reskin. Again, I got a video dropping tonight just talking about all the news, all the features, or the features that I thought was interesting, not the stuff that's obvious to a college football game and EA coming back into the college simulation football realm. I'm not talking about the obvious stuff, but I'm talking about a lot of features, a lot of features that's in NCAA. That video's dropping tonight. Check that out. Probably 5:40, 5:30, something like that. But anyway, this is how I know College Football 25 is a reskin. It's a reskin, people. It's a reskin. But I'm not saying that's a bad thing. All right? The only thing that's going to determine it's going to be bad is how they handle the typical EA football-esque gameplay, right? I think everybody knows what's Madden's gameplay, what it is, what it feels like, what the game does. The reason why I know it's a reskin is because all the information that I read, all the videos that I watched, they all said the same thing. No one stood out in terms of what makes this game different than Madden. And it's the same elements. Listen, it's the same elements as NCAA College Football 14. What? NCAA College 14, what makes that game different than Madden 14? The same thing. It's faster. It's smoother. There's a bigger discrepancy of players. The same three factors. And I'm talking about gameplay. I'm not talking about features. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about features. I'm not talking about game modes. I'm not talking about graphics. Those three factors is what everybody said. That's what everybody said. Those three factors. It's faster. It's smoother. What was the third one? Discrepancy of players. You have great elite players, then you have very poor subpar players. That's what you're going to get. That's the only differences. Well, that's the main differences. And to me, that validates the reskin claim. And I know I'm going to get a lot of hate. I might even get some people who unsubscribe. Somebody unsubscribed from me yesterday. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I tell the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. But at the same time, if it's a reskin, and if you like Madden, what's the problem? There's no problem. If College Football 25 is a reskin and you like Madden, there's no problem. The only problem lies if you do not like Madden and you're hoping college football is a reskin. And how much do you not like Madden? Do you not like Madden because it's slow gameplay or slower gameplay? Or do you not like Madden because the game cheats you, right? The game definitely cheats you. Or I shouldn't say cheat. They do a very poor job of illustrating bad technique, missed blocks, missed assignments. They do a very poor job. What up? Good morning, everybody. I got a couple of people in here. I hope you guys are doing well. Good morning to y'all. If you're in here, please hit the like button. Show some support. I would love that. I appreciate that. I think you guys are amazing if you're here. So yeah, if you just got here, I prove to you, unless all these editors, gaming news panelists, whomever, social influencers, content creators, unless they are under NDA and they cannot fully expound on what really makes Madden 25, because they play Madden 25 too, from Madden 25 to college football 25, it's those three elements. It's faster. They say it's up to 30% faster. That feels exactly from what I remember with NCAA college football 14. 30% faster. There's a huge discrepancy in players. You got to have players that are 90s, high 90s, 99s, if you will. I don't know, but more than likely. And you're going to have players that are like in their 50s and 60s. Yeah, those players should play differently. But would we get the same thing? Now, here's the question, right? Would we get the same thing if we went into Madden 24, and we was like, you know what? We're going to edit half these players. We're going to make them in their 30s. We're going to make them rated 30 or 50 or 60 overall, right? Compared to players that are 99. Will the gameplay in that aspect, will that be the same? I think it will be, to be honest with you. You know, unless, and that's the crazy thing about game development. You can, in some games, I'm not going to name any right now, but some games you can have a player that is a, I don't know, overall 55, or they have very low attributes, and those damn attributes could be used very effectively, right? So that's the thing about game development. So if they went in there and did a little bit more development and made players who are bad actually play bad, that's cool, but that doesn't constitute a totally different game unless you're really going into the meat and potatoes and really changing some things around. So the speed is faster. It's 30%. Huge discrepancy in players in terms of ratings and all that. And what was my third one? Damn, I forgot. What was the third one? Somebody remind me. But yeah, so those are your three. I said it before. I'm gonna say it again. But that's the only three things that is really different. I mean, really different in NCAA versus Madden. You know, they did say that there's a timing meter. The way you throw the ball, that's Madden. There's a new kick meter. That's not too big of a deal. They could do that within games. That wouldn't constitute differently of a reskin or not, you know. But yeah, um, that's what we're gonna get in NCAA. The gameplay is smoother, it's 30% faster, and there's a discrepancy in players, like a huge discrepancy. I made a video talking about player parity, and Andrew Thomas. The worst you could say about Andrew Thomas is he's a top 10 left tackle in football right now. He's on the Giants. And damn it, this boy was getting beat like every other play. I'm like, what is going on here? You know? So, maybe not every other play, but he got beat badly. And like I said before, EA does a really terrible job of showcasing or illustrating bad technique, bad player actions versus good player actions. You know, what do they always do? They'll just have somebody run right past a defender, rub up against him, and not even block him. Run up the field and run back to you to block your ass, right? When you're running with the ball as a ball carrier. Those things, even if they didn't happen in NCAA college football 25, I would still say it's a reskin. The reason why I say these games are reskins, and what people don't understand, is they haven't played multiple football games, right? They haven't played multiple franchises of simulation football. I mean, I played NFL Fever. I played Backbreaker Football. I've played NFL 2K, All Pro Football, right? There's a big... look, I'm going to say something controversial, right? There's a big evolution of NFL 2K5 and All Pro Football. There's so many differences, major differences, and that could validate a reskin because they took the same engine, they upgraded it, they added all new animations. It's a totally different game. It's not even an NFL game. It's not even a licensed game per se. It's a athlete licensed game, and it has that 2K feel to it. It has that NFL 2K flavor to it. That means that's a reskin. And we all know how I feel about All Pro Football. All Pro Football 2K8 is the best playing football game out there on field. Hello, little mama. But yeah, that's the best football game, and I'm calling that a reskin. So that don't mean college football 25 is going to be a terrible game because it's a reskin. It just depends. Look, I had one good enjoyable game in Madden 24 before I turned that crap off and didn't want to play anymore. All right, I had one good game. That means it could be very enjoyable, right? They have enough animations to at least suffice my needs and wants in the simulation football game. Finally. But it's just how EA handles their gameplay. I don't like the fact that when somebody doesn't feel like blocking anymore, or they don't block, the guy could be right in front of them and they just let them walk right past them, run right past them. They don't even choose to block. It's like they program the game so that players move badly and terribly, you know. And you know, a little pet peeve of mine is I like silky smooth, high level motion capture animations that I can control to a certain level, right? Madden doesn't have that. Madden has mid-level motion capture animations. The cutscenes look beautiful, but when it comes to the gameplay, that's where the animations falter. The physics look wonky and a little clunky and stuff like that, you know. But that's not a major thing. The major thing is football, and there are some elements in Madden's gameplay in the zone where I actually compared it to real life NFL, and they actually did exactly I was astounded that it did exactly the same thing. So Madden is almost there for me to be like a somewhat enjoyable game, but it's still it's still a good handful of hurdles that they have to overcome to make me be more immersed in that game. But yeah, NCAA college, or just college football 25, it's definitely a reskin, but that doesn't mean it's going to be a bad thing. It could be a very enjoyable game. And I think that it actually will be an enjoyable game to a certain extent. I do think even though players or teams even though they have a lot of different even though they have a lot of different playbooks and all that, and that's going to really differentiate teams, you know. But the playbooks are one thing. I really need to see outside of playbook that teams play differently, like differently for an EA game, and EA normally don't do that. EA, even with UFC, hockey, soccer, all that type of stuff, they really do not try to be specific to individuals of whatever sport they're trying to replicate. EA just don't do that. And it goes right down the line to Madden and I'm sure college football 25. They got the likeness of these players, and I think they just stopped right there. They're not going to have. So, how many quarterbacks you guys think that they have in NCAA college football 25? Actual likeness. I don't know, maybe 100? I don't know. I'm just throwing a number out there. Let's just say 100. You think they're going to have even 50 different throwing animations for those quarterbacks? They're going to have maybe 3 or 5. Maybe 10 at the most. At the very most. Or none at all. They might just have one throwing motion. That's not cutting it, right? To begin with. So that's what I mean. There's a lot of things that EA still has to do to really add depth, add a simulation element to their football games, period. But that don't mean it's not going to be enjoyable. It could be enjoyable, but it's going to be more of a pick up and play type of thing, you know? But anyway, like I'm telling y'all, wait until you see gameplay. Wait until you see or play the game yourself. Come back to my channel. Let me know that I was correct. NCAA college football, gameplay-wise, is a total reskin. And everything around that, all the modes or whatever, that's part of the reskin. The gameplay at its core is going to be just like Madden. Just like, as I said in my video the other day, Call of Duty Black Ops compared to Modern Warfare. They have all different types of textures. They have all different guns. They have all different maps. They have a totally different campaign. And that's a reskin. That's a reskin of their Call of Duty engine, right? So it's going to be a lot of similarities. And you know what? You know what they didn't say, and I wish I would have said this earlier. No editor, publisher, whomever, journalist, gaming journalist, nobody said when I pick up the controller, there was an actual learning curve. I had to learn how to play this game all over again. Nobody said that. That tells me it's definitely going to be a reskin. But anyway, it's your boy Gannon. I am out of here. I hope everybody has a blessed morning. Next time you come in my live, please leave a comment, hit the like, make sure you subscribe. This is your boy Gannon, and we out of here. Peace.